Hey everyone, it's Jennine, local realtor here in Edmonton, Alberta. Today we're going to be going over what's been happening in the market. I'm sure you've all seen a lot of different headlines in the news, like the market's crashing and all these things are happening in the real estate industry. But let's actually take a look at what's really happening. Okay. So let's dive into it. Let's start. We're going to be starting with single family homes in Edmonton. So as a reminder, single family homes means basically anything that's not a condo and a condo board. So you have like single detached homes. You can have duplexes that are single family homes, townhomes. So it can be a variety of different kind of units, but they are all considered single family homes. So let's start there. So looking at June overall, we had a bit of increase in listings. So we have more inventory happening than we did before, like compared to March, for example. Now we're at just over 3 months worth of inventory, so more of a healthy range of inventory. The average price has decreased slightly from the previous month. And days on market are just a tad bit longer. So what all does this actually mean? Like, let's take a look and break it down a little further. Okay, so going over to June. So in the months leading up to where we are now, it's been low interest rates and low inventory, which drove up pricing, which drove up demand. So now we're seeing higher interest rates and a little bit more inventory. So it's returning more to a normal market rather than such a competing market. So let's take a look at the amount of inventory we have. Within this price range, we're still a little lower, but overall, most things are more of a healthy range of inventory. And instead of just having a month's worth of inventory, we have a couple months, a few months worth. So that means there's a lot more opportunities out there for buyers. There were a lot of times that buyers kind of gave up their search because they were landing themselves in multiple offer situations and just really not finding what they're looking for. But now there's a lot more opportunity for you if you are a buyer looking. So you might be thinking, well, doesn't this mean that maybe the market's crashing like the headlines were saying? I would say no, it is not crashing. It's returning to more normal. What you have to remember is the months leading up to this was not normal. We never seen interest rates that low. There was a lot of demand. There was a lot of people getting ready to move now. We're kind of getting out of COVID. The economy was different. Like, there was so much change happening at that moment that was creating a very different market than what we're used to. So let's take a look here. Compared to last June, there were 1,246 sales. This June, there was 1,211. So we're pretty much on the same pace. And the average price last year was $472, whereas right now we're $480. So compared to last year, we're still up. Even though it's a bit of a decrease from last month, we're still up compared to last year and still on pace with the normal amount of sales. So what does this mean though when there is more inventory on market? That means for sellers, you have to price at market value or in a competitive price range, because now there's more options for buyers. And for buyers, that means there's more opportunity for you. If you were one of those people that kind of maybe put your search on pause the last few months because it was just too much happening in the market, or maybe you were getting outbid in bidding wars, now's your chance to find some of those deals. So let's take a look. Sold at or over list price. Remember a few months ago, all of this was around 50%, even last month. So let's take a look at a popular price range. Getting close to 50%, right? Now we're at maybe 30% of all listings are being sold at or over list price. Let's compare that to April. 60%. And when the real frenzy was happening in March, over 60% for some of them. So buyers, yes, interest rates might be high, but now your pricing, it's decreasing a little bit, and you will have that opportunity to have a little bit more negotiations. Okay, so what about condo market? Let's take a look. So condos, remember, can be any kind of unit as long as it's in a condo board. So you can have your apartment style, townhomes, duplexes, and even detached homes can be in condo boards. Very consistent compared to the previous month, a slight decrease in price, but overall the condo market is still remaining pretty consistent. Compared to the winter months, it is increased quite a bit, and the days on market have gone down too. So let's take a look at the overall numbers. So a very healthy range of inventory. As a buyer, you do have your kind of pick of what you're looking for. As a seller, remember to price competitively and show your property in the best light possible to get attention on your place. And as a buyer, remember you do have opportunity for negotiations. Less than 20% are selling at or over list price. And that kind of has decreased a little bit from previous month. But again, everything is remaining consistent. It is not crashing. It's very normal. It's not the frenzy. It's just normal. So remember, when you see the news headlines next time that the market's crashing, just take it with a grain of salt and actually see what's going on in the market. And remember that a lot of the headlines talk about Canada as a whole, and every market is so different. So every city is different, every town is different, every province is different. There's always so many factors in real estate. So I encourage you, if you do have questions, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer anything, and we can look at some of these numbers in a little bit more detail, and we could go over any concerns you may have or any questions. So until next time, see ya.